working now. Let me see. Lord willing, it's working. I don't know what was going on. It's working now. There we go. Lord willing, it's working. I don't know what was going on. Con, all praises. We back in there. Con. Well, like I was saying, man, just giving all honor and glory to the Most High God and to the Son Yahweh Officer Donovan, the Battle Axes of the Most High. There we go. All praise to the Most High, man. The water, sis, for letting me know. I would have did a whole class and nobody would have heard me, man. But the word definitely wasn't going to go out void, man. All praise to the Most High God. Like I said, the title of the class is Tender and Delicateness Among Our Nation, right? Tender and Delicateness. You know, me and Ehud had a similar class, and brothers and sisters moving, just to show brothers and sisters moving in the same spirit within our congregation, within the nation of Israel, within it, right? It's just about, like, I've seen brothers in WFI going hard on certain topics. Seen some brothers from Masada, brothers all over the world. In every different camp, various camps are all touching on sort of the sensitive and same topics. And these are things that we have to address among our nation of people. Guess what? We're watchmen, man. And that's the precept I was pulling in Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. We are made watchmen, man. And I'm going to read it from the top. The book of Isaiah, chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. And this is the point. This is why brothers bring out various classes every day of the week. This is why we're watching the signs and the prophecies, man. You have certain camps that do really good lessons, right? Good teachings, good history. Then you have certain camps that are really up with the times, what's going on, news breakdowns, all the way up to almost the exact minute of when things are going on, right? Then you have certain camps who make great camp videos, great edification videos, or great, historical, geological, geographical videos, right? Everybody has their own different things, but when they see spirits lingering around everywhere, they have to attack the spirit. That's us being true watchmen for the nation of Israel. And we're not going to hold our peace. We're not going to just let bygones be bygones. We're not just going to sit here and let our people go null or void, right? It says, verse 7, and give him no rest till he establish, until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So brothers are going to continue to make classes, continue to bring out edification, continue to reprove, rebuke, and correct our nation of people. Whether it be through, guess what, these precepts, whether it be through exhortation, whatever it be, and be it as it may, so that we continue to bid the lost sheep of the house of Israel back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? But this is the point. A lot of times when you brothers and sisters come into this truth, we always have those old ways on us. Always that old man, that old woman continue to creep up on us, continue to dwell and linger among us. Whether brothers and sisters dwell with a whoremonger spirit, a greedy spirit, a lustful spirit, a revengeful spirit. Guess what? All these things, man. You was a brother, you was back in the day, you always was chasing the bag. Guess what? You have a niggard spirit, right? You're greedy, you're covetous, you always want the next thing, right? You had a prideful spirit, a boastful spirit, all these things. And guess what? You got some brothers and certain sisters that are just tender and delicate as hell. You can't say nothing to them. Can't say anything to their children. Can't say anything to their spouse. There's no correction that they need. They don't need correction. They're perfect. Don't tell them anything. Don't want to hear anything. Whatever I say is law. Whatever I say is God, man. You better well count it as so. And that's not the spirit that brothers and sisters need to have in these last days. Tender and delicateness will not get you to the kingdom of heaven, man. I did a class on it a couple weeks ago about humility and meekness. So being tender and delicate will not help you and aid you in making it. And that's just something we're not going to do, man. This is something that we just won't have, and we won't just put forth all our effort to this thing. Let me get this precept on this. Let's go to Titus. Go to Titus. Titus chapter 3, man. Shalom, shalom, the brothers and sisters that tuned in. The water, sister Adara. Soldier Yakal, Brother Lamar, man, Shalom, Shalom. And King James of Judah, Shalom, Shalom. Pray you brothers and sisters, man, had a great week. Praying, fasting, meditating on the precepts. Continue to build up your spirit, killing off that old man, that old woman, and continue to overcome daily battles and challenges, man. And if you didn't, guess what? The Lord's still giving you allowance. He let you make it to the Sabbath day of rest. Get back on your high horse and continue to keep fighting, man. Let's get this precept. Let's go to Titus. Titus chapter 3 and verse number 3. The book of Titus chapter 3 and verse 3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. And this is something that we deal with, man. So that tender and delicateness, guess what that was, certain brothers and sisters in this truth? Guess what? That might have been a captain, a leader, an officer, a deacon, a bishop, somebody that you look up to as a mighty leader, as a humble, meek, and lowly person. These aren't just, sometimes you have natural born leaders, right? Like King David. But certain things, guess what he had to learn how to do? Look at Solomon. He had to learn how to be, and he had to get the wisdom from the Most High God to do what? To guide that nation, to guide the nation of Israel. And a lot of times, guess what? We were foolish, disobedient. We were deceived, man. We thought the way that we handle drama and crime, but guess what? Shooting somebody, beating somebody up, cutting them off, stealing from them, robbing them, right? This is what we thought it was how to fix everything. That's how we handle being tender and delicate. They got to pay. And most of the time, it's, guess what? It's Israelite on Israelite crime, man. We all were deceived, man. And the master deceiver, man. These people who put it in our face that we the chosen people of God, look at us and laugh at us, man. And us as a nation of people, we have to understand who we are, what we need to do to make it to the kingdom, and come back to the laws of the Most High God. It said we were disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lust. We all were. It says in pleasures, living in malice and envy, hateful and hating one another. We all were hateful, man. Think about how many times you had problems or out with a brother and sister in the world. How did you handle it? Did you handle it in the spirit? Were you mad? Were you angry? Did you do too much? Do you feel like you didn't do enough? And you feel like you got to get your beer back when you see that person. Well, guess what? Even in the truth now. There's certain brothers, certain sisters you can't stand. Certain brothers and sisters you just can't be around. Just can't do none of these things, right? Truly sit back and meditate on these things. So guess what? When we're coming out of these old ways, we also have to be mindful of the brothers and sisters who are new to this truth, trying to get a good understanding, good grasp. Even people we teach on the streets, man. Because guess what? Not too long ago, that was just us, man. And guess what, man? You have leaders now that are falling back and going to reprobated minds, reprobated ways. And guess what? That's why all these classes are coming out. To not just so much tear down those brothers or sisters, whoever is dealing with these self-same spirit. But guess what? To advocate these things, and guess what? To promote, guess what? Righteousness instead of wickedness, man. Because we see the wickedness is always going to keep rising and rising all the way up into the ceilings, right? Into the heavens, until it reaches the measures of the stature. Then that's when Christ is going to come back and ultimately wipe all these things clean slate. But until then, us as Israelites, we have to continue to spread this truth and understanding around the four corners of the earth, right? And this is what we have to do. Let's go to this next precept. Let's kind of go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 20. Go to Sirach chapter 20. Shalom, shalom, about it. Shalom. Let's go to Sirach chapter 20 and verse number 1. There's a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise. Because this is the root cause of a lot of times with people when they fall into that tender and delicateness, when they start getting in their feelings and they get kind of swolled up, is when reproof come out, when correction comes out, when a brother and sister needs to be corrected, something they did wrong, something they did that was out of the spirit, or guess what, something to do to improve them. A tender and delicate person is not going to take that reproof. They're not going to take that correction. They're not going to take it, man. They just not going, they just not feeling it, man. I don't want to hear it. No, I didn't do that. No, I'm better than that. I would never. But then you see the brother in the very act, or the sister in the very act, doing what they said they would never do, or how they couldn't see themselves doing these things, man. That's why I said there's a proof that is not commonly, because sometimes in this truth, you're not gonna hear soft and soothing words. You're gonna hear, "Hey, you was out of the spirit, man. You was wrong. You was off, sister. You was off, right?" Try not to cuss, but you understand, like, sometimes these things and words may need to come out, man. So the shameless woman is counted as a dog, man. What is a female dog, right? What it didn't say in Peter's, the dumbass, right? Speaking with man's tongue. A lot of times we get beside ourselves and we get so tender and delicate, we forget the oracles and the principles of the Most High God, man. And that's not something good to do. A lot of times if somebody was just to hold their peace, hold their tongue, they'll be found more wise than all. Look how many times have you seen a brother or a sister, a leader, get corrected openly. And instead of taking the rebuke and the correction, they go and make all these classes, all these presentations, all of this, right? And they start immediately pointing fingers. Well, you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Instead of taking the correction and taking the words sincerely, man. You say, yeah, I take the correction, but were you sincere about these things, man? And that's not the thing, man. That's not what we want to do. But verse 2. It says, "It is much better to reprove than to be angry secretly. And he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt." It's much better to correct your brother and sister, especially if you love them, right? That's what it says in Proverbs 27:5. It says, "Open rebuke is better than secret love." If I love you enough that you my brother, you my sister, man, you my aunt, man, I got you. I would rather you hear me correct you than to see the Most High God judge you for something I didn't tell you about, or something that I seen on you that I didn't say nothing about. You got the judgment. And guess what? Partially that gonna come to me. I would rather correct my brother and sister than to sit them and let them waste away. We say we all for our people, but then when we got people in our own congregation, we're not willing to help or correct, man. And that's off, man. We have to do better as a nation of people doing these things, right? We have to continue to grow in the spirit. We have to continue to do these things, right? And this is how you be found faithful in the Most High God's sight. It said, "It's much better to reprove than to be angry secretly. And he that confesseth his fault shall be preserved from hurt." And that's the flip side of these things, man. You should love to want to correct somebody. And guess what? You as being the one being corrected, you should love to be corrected. You're going to repent for this thing, man. You right. I am going off, right? Guess what? You're confessing your faults with your brother. And then you guess what? Ultimately, you go to the Most High God and you confess your faults. Allow him to pray and hopefully forgives you and give you that place of repentance to get back on your high horse and continue to keep going. These are the things that we want to do to be preserved from that hurt. What hurt is this? This is that second death, man. You'll feel that first death initially, then you're going to burn forever, man. That second death. I'm reading on. Verse 3. "How good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance?" That's the point, man. A lot of times, a tender and delicate brother or sister will never make it to this part, to getting reproved and feeling good. Why? Because they're stuck. They didn't know how to hold their peace. They just had to say something back. Well, I know somebody who did something worse than me, and y'all didn't say nothing to them. Well, guess what? Maybe it wasn't meant for the Lord to find that fault about that person right now. And guess what? If you knew about that, why didn't you come and guess what? To reprove that brother or sister. And if it was something above your pay grade, why didn't you go to the captains of leadership about it? A lot of times we hold stuff up as ammunition and we sitting here waiting. I'm just waiting for the day they try to pull some on me. I got someone on all y'all. How did that end on training day for Denzel Washington? He said, "I'm put cases on all y'all." He knew all the dirt almost about everybody. But guess what? It was his own dirt that buried him in the end, man. A lot of times when the spotlight is on somebody else, they try to point at somebody else. But no, this is your role. This is your lot. You can't control everybody else's life. You don't know how much grace they got with the Most High God. You don't know what they can get away with until the Most High God put their stuff on the forefront. But right now, it's on you. So what are you going to do, man? It says, "How good is it when thou art reproved to show repentance? For so shalt thou escape willful sin." Because at the end of the day, we want to escape willful sinning, man. We want to escape the dreads of this world. We want to escape the curses, man. We want to serve the Lord, man. And a lot of times we don't serve the Lord joyfulness and gladness of heart because we don't know how to. Or if it is, we're ignorant of the matter. A lot of times we have to get right and we have to understand what the Most High God wants and to do what's right. And if we don't do that, we'll never understand his ways or understand his manners. But guess what? When you are approved and you do get that place, now you can show repentance for that thing, man. I always tell brothers, like, hey, if y'all see something on me, man, let me know. I'd rather my carnal feelings be hurt than my spiritual feelings be wasted away in a lake of fire. This is just something how I feel, man. I'll get over it. If I'm mad at my ox for pointing something out at me, I'm out the spirit, man. I would love brothers and sisters, because guess what? Now I get a better shot at making it to the kingdom. Who wouldn't want a better shot to make it to the kingdom, man? Come on, man. This is better. Come on, man. Let me know. If I'm off, man, let me know, man. Because I want to show for a place of repentance. And maybe I just don't know. Or maybe I've been so programmed to doing the same thing over and over and over again that guess what? Someone must needs to teach me again. And this is the point. And that's why a lot of times this is where the balance of being humble and guess what? Falling into tenderness and delicateness falls into play with correction. If a brother and sister cannot receive correction, they fall on the realms of tender and delicateness. And what did the Lord say about those things, man? He's on evil eye towards his brother. You're a murderer. Guess what? Now you're in sin. Now you're not keeping the laws. And the Lord said he's going to murder. He's going to kill all murderers, whoremongers, and all these things, as he listed in 1 Corinthians 6 and 9 and Revelation chapter 22, right? This is just what the Lord has in store for those who choose not to keep his commandments. Let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 15. Shalom, shalom, Sister Mary Houston, man. How's your brother Daniel, man? Shalom, shalom, shalom. That's right. Battle, putting mighty precepts in there, man. Y'all make sure you add all these down. These are all mighty precepts, and these are all precepts that correlate with this class, man. I'm going to read this one, Revelation 20 and verse 12. Another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged according to their works by what was written in the books. That's right, man. That's right. So guess what? You want the Lord to record all the times when you was tender and delicate and weak and soft, wasn't standing manfully, wasn't standing womanly, let your emotions get the best of you. You want the Lord to judge you from those things or from your mighty and righteous works, man. I want him to forget all of that. I want him to remember me for the mighty man that I'm trying to become in his eyes, man. All the tenderness, all the weak stuff, I don't want the Lord to do that. I want him to blot that out, allow me to grow, and allow me to prove and find myself faithful in his eyes, right? Well, he finds me faithful in his eyes, right? Watch this. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 15. Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 31. The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. Guess what, man? It says the ears that are attentive to reproof, that are willing to listen to correction, are willing to take that open rebuke. You're going to abide among the wise, man. And I'm going to tell you right now is the best time to, where the Lord is showing you who really are the wheat and the tares, man. Brothers who you thought were mighty, mighty men of the Lord. You're starting to see them kind of sift their way out. And like, damn, this brother was really tender and delicate all along. Damn, this sister was really wicked as hell. Because the Lord is slowly sifting these people away, man. We're getting too close to the end. We're seeing all these things transpire just within the nation of Israel alone, man. No brothers and sisters been seeing the things circulating around with the salvation for everybody. Brothers going off into different diverse doctrines. This is plain, man. But also you've been seeing mighty men of the Lord going against those things, making mighty classes and lessons, defending the doctrine, man. And guess what? Us as Battle Axes, we do the same thing, man. Salvation is for the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, man. No one else. And guess what, man? If a brother and sister are willing to take that correction, to humble themselves down, learn, see things from many perspectives, said you're going to abide among the wise, man. But it said, he that refuses instruction despiseth his own soul. But he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. And this is the point, man. This is the point, man. When you refuse instruction, when you refuse to listen, to hear somebody out, you don't like your own soul, man. You hate yourself. You're not willing to hear out the whole matter. How do you expect to get understanding from something if you don't listen? Because watch this. It says, verse 33, the fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. And before honor is humility. If you want to gain wisdom, if you want to grow within the ranks within your camp, within the eyes of the Most High God, growing and understanding the precepts, knowledge, wisdom, you have to first humble yourself down, man. You have to be willing to take correction. You have to be willing to be corrected. Think about King David. This is why the Lord said he was a man after his own heart. He said, save the act what he did, right? Save the one act. He got corrected right then and there. And instead, he could have fought it. No, that wasn't about me. That wasn't this. That wasn't that. I ain't even do it like that. He humbled himself down immediately, man. I have sinned against the Lord. How many kings can just sit there and allow somebody to walk up to him, told him that they was off, and truly humble themselves down to a lower state, man? And then go through all the trials and tribulations he went through as a king, through his sons going against him, trying to kill him, right, with Absalom. Guess what? Ducking and dodging from Saul. All these things and all the trials and all the woes, the angels, right? The Lord spit the mighty angels with the famine, with the pestilence, how he was destroying everything. Even through all of this, he was still a man after the Lord's heart, man. That's the act of humility. He truly feared the Lord. He wasn't again getting corrected. And brothers and sisters, nowadays, man, no matter how high you are or your stature, you have to learn how to humble yourself down. If somebody sees something on you that they feel like they need to say, and they can back it up with precepts, understanding, examples, then guess what? You hear out the whole matter. Now, if it's something that you don't agree with, and you can come back with precepts and understanding and examples, then guess what? Boom, now y'all Matthew 18 and 15. Now y'all kind of talking it out. Now you're trying to figure it all together, man. But guess what? You should still respect that brother and sister for even having the courage and having that willingness to want to save you. Because a lot of times we don't look at a brother and sister correcting you as saving your soul from the fire, man. And brother and sister got to be in the spirit when they're correcting people too. Because don't say brother and sister doing something and you right along doing the same thing. They ain't see mine yet, so I can tell you about yours. Don't worry about me. That's another tender and delicate spirit, man. You willing to tell everybody everything about themselves, but when that finger turn the other way, man, hey, I can't do it. You better not say nothing to me. I got something for you. But brothers and sisters that really truly have it out for you, that love you, that want the best for you, that want you to make it to the kingdom, I would respect those brothers that come to me or sisters come to me like, hey, I think you need to watch this. Or sis, sister tell you, hey, sis, you need to kind of look out for this because I can kind of see you dealing with it. I respect you more for coming to me and doing these things, man, than for you not to say nothing at all and sit there and let me waste away and perish. And then be like, well, another one bite the dust. Then whatever for you next. Because you allowed the sin to linger within the congregation. Now, I done probably spreaded it through many and diverse people. All because you want to seem more holier than thou. Well, it ain't me. It ain't my household. I ain't got nothing to control with it. That's off as hell, man. And the Lord got a specific judgment for those type of people, man. Because that's a tender and delicate spirit. It ain't me. I ain't got to worry about it. Nobody talking about me. Nobody worry about me. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my house. But I can worry about all y'all business. That's off as hell, man. That's off, man. And the Lord got judgment behind these things, man. If you think I'm playing, watch it. Just watch. The Lord has a just weight with things, man. And he also does not like hypocrites. You think I'm lying? Read Romans chapter 2. Matthew chapter 23, man. The Lord doesn't play no games when it comes to these things, man. Brothers and sisters better understand these things. Let's get an example of somebody trying to receive counsel. Somebody giving counsel and they didn't want to receive it. Why? Because they were tender and delicate. Let's go to 1 Kings, chapter 22. Brothers and sisters should know about this story about Micaiah. Micaiah and Jehoshaphat. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 22, and we'll start at verse 6. 1 Kings chapter 22, and I start at verse 5. I start at verse 4. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, wilt thou go with me to battle, to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses, right? Verse 5. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord, besides that we might inquire of him? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doeth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so. I'm talking about Jehoshaphat, man. This is the king of Israel, man. He was like, man, yeah, I got somebody else we can go ask, man, but I don't like this nigga, man. He don't never tell me nothing good. He don't never tell me, man, you think these sandals look good? I don't think so, sir. See, you don't never tell me good, man. Should I go to battle? No. The Lord is not with you. See, you're not telling me what I want to hear. A lot of times, when a brother is tender and delicate, they surround themselves with people who appease to their nature and appease to the stature of what they want you to stand on, man. And the sister's going to try to do the same thing. Think about these things, man. So you got a sister so delicate, so tender, that she only wants to surround herself with people that she thinks can flock to her, begging to her call. Nobody who will correct them, right? A brother who, as soon as he gets correction, he'll jump to another camp. A camp that won't say anything to you. Matter of fact, that camp, hey, guess what? They might be worse than the other one. They don't care about you smoking, don't care about you doing whatever. Oh, yeah, I like this camp. They don't tell me nothing. And I got my brothers, we in the spirit. We still keeping the law. We still doing this. Now you're making more provisions. That camp is not holding the same value as it was. They're not doing as much as the other camp was, right? This is not for about camp banging, but this is an examples of how brothers and sisters can get so tender and delicate that they're willing to fall away from their first camp or first love and fall away from these laws, right? But guess what? Now you feel like, nah, I got to separate myself. I only need to be around people that only appease to me, that only love me. If they don't love me, get away from me. That's not how that works, man. That's not how camps work. That's right. It's not cliques. These not sororities or no fraternities, man. And everybody's not supposed to appease to your feelings. Think of everybody appease to everybody's feelings in this truth, man. We'll all be out the damn truth. All be out the spirit. All would have made bad choices, bad judgment. Think about it. You love certain brothers and sisters, and they ask you for some counsel. You gonna tell them the wrong thing because you love them and you don't want them to not have a good time? Or you gonna correct them? And guess what? If they don't like me right now, hey, whoop-de-doo, right? This is the point. But guess what? Micaiah, he stood on what all he had to say, man. Micaiah said, hey, I'm gonna tell you what it is and what it ain't, man. That's why the king of Israel said, man, we do got one more, but I hate him. I don't like him. He don't never tell me what I want to hear, man. But watch this, verse 9. Then the king of Israel called an officer and said, hasten hither, Micaiah the son of Imlah. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat the king of Judah sat each on his throne, having put their robes in a void place in the entrance of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah the son of Canaan, made him horns of iron. And he said, Thus saith the Lord, with these shalt thou push the Syrians until thou have consumed them. I'm going to read down. Go to verse 13. And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, Behold now, the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. Think about it. I see that's how that goes. Hey man, just back us up, man. Whatever we say, just say that. Don't make him mad, because when he get mad, he gonna get out the spirit. We not gonna do this, and we not gonna do this, we not gonna do that. Just say what we want to say so we can all be okay. No, man. Let's see what Micaiah did, man. And said, and Micaiah said, As the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak. And he stood on business with that stuff, man. He said, man, I'm not gonna appease to y'all, man. Because I gotta make them, everybody gotta work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. Why would I sit there and put my salvation on the line, lying to you, appeasing to you, just because you a tender and delicate brother and you can't accept righteous counsel? You off as hell, man. And if you choose to do something unadvised without the Lord's help, hey, that's on you. You deal with the consequences, right? And that's how it is, man. That's exactly what it is. So watch this. Verse 15, so he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, Go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, How many times shall I adjure thee? Thou hast told me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he will prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. So then now it goes on in his reading on the destruction, ultimately going into lying spirit, to guess what, to go and persuade Ahab so he can be destroyed. Look at these things, man. This is crazy. And it's ultimately, this is all going through just how Ahab was destroyed, how all these kings didn't choose to listen to this counsel. This is a great read. I pray brothers and sisters go and read this thing, man. But this is an example of how a brother can be tender and delicate and won't choose to take correction, right? And even when they get the right correction, oh, no. I'm not accepting that, man. Why can't you be like the rest? Because we're not like the rest, man. Let's get another example on that. Let's go to Amos. Let's go. Let's get this. Let's go to Amos. Here we go. Amos chapter 7. Get another mighty brother, man. Let's go to Amos chapter 7, and we'll start at verse 10. Then Amaziah, the priest of Bethel, sent to Jerubbaal, king of Israel, saying, Amos hath conspired against thee in the midst of the house of Israel. The land is not able to bear all his word. For thus Amos saith, Jeroboam shall die by the sword, and Israel shall surely be led away captive out of their own land. Also Amaziah said unto Amos, O thou seer, go, flee thee away into the land of Judah, and there eat bread and prophesy there. So think about it. Amaziah, the priest, he was listening to Amos talk. He was like, yeah, man, he's saying a lot, man. The land can't contain this because he end up swaying the people. So he told him, he was like, hey, bro, look, take all that you're doing, take all the correction, all the little righteous words that you think you're getting from the Most High God, bro. Go to the land of Judah. Go over there, go eat some bread, bro. What'd he say, man? Go over there. Go to your mama's house. Go over there, bro. Don't you got somewhere to be? Going on, bro. I'm not trying to hear that. Think about this stuff. You come over there, you go to your family house. You over there, you chilling. You still want to be involved with them. You don't want them to feel like you just left them and lost the love completely, right? You get over there, you kind of teaching them, hey, You in my house, I'm not trying to hear that. You can go back over there. But watch this. Verse 13. But prophesy not again anymore at Bethel or Bethel, for it is the king's chapel and it is the king's court. He's like, man, don't come over here with all that. I'm not trying to hear that. If you're going to come over here, this is the king's chapel. This is the king's court. This is my house. I'm not trying to hear that. Even if you're speaking righteous and mighty words, man, that's a tender and delicate brother. And this is the priest of the land, telling you, hey, we're not trying to hear that. We're not trying to hear your, how he said it. We're not trying to hear your mighty words. We're not trying to hear that. You go over there and prophesy. Like as if his words weren't coming from the Most High God, man. And I love how Amos responded to this, man. This is the spirit, man. Watch this. Read. So like verse 14. Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was an herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock. And the Lord said unto me, go, prophesy unto my people Israel. Because a lot of times, man, he said, man, hey, look, I was not no prophet. I wasn't no seer. I wasn't even the son of one. But the Lord gave me commandment, and damn it, I'm going to do it, man. The Lord, man, that's tough, man. Think about how the Lord pulled you away from the world. Some of y'all were what? Truck drivers, football stars, basketball stars. Guess what, man? Out there selling drugs, the biggest D-boys. Some of y'all were, some of the sisters probably, guess what, out there all freaking off. Probably had good withstanding jobs. Had a baby mama, baby daddy job. Whatever the Lord pulled you out of, right? Whether it be the slums or whether it be in a higher state, right? He took you. You know you got all these pastors, all these preachers that's all been in your house, all in your family. Everybody know the word of God. But then you actually get the word of the Most High God. And you go back to the land and you try to tell these folks what it is. No, sir. No, you don't have no credibility. You go prophesy somewhere else. We're not trying to hear that. This is my house. This is God. For God so loved the world, John 3:16, get out my face. And they throw up a cross, right? Think about this stuff. This is how they do us to this day. This is how they mock us. This is a mockery among our people. We choose to stand 10 toes on the word and the doctrine which we have learned, and the world is against it. And so much that, guess what? It turns a brother so far that they're willing to give up their doctrine just to appease to the masses. Man, I'm losing people. I'm losing subscribers, losing followers. My check ain't hitting like it used to. I need to think of something quick and fast to make me some money. Come on, man. I was going to put that one in there too, that 1 Samuel 10:10. I like that precept with Saul, how he sent the messengers to and from. I like that precept, man. I was just reading that not too long ago. Yeah. If we talking about the same precept, that's exactly what it was. Let me make sure. I don't want to steer you wrong. You said 10 and 10. It's another one. Is this the one? Nah, it's another one. Hold on. I got you, Abraham. 1 second. Because I was going to pull this precept. Where is that? Nah, you good. Because I was going to pull that precept. Matter of fact, okay, so look. This one, I put with 1 Samuel chapter 19 as well. 1 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 20. They kind of go both correlated. So Saul was actually among the prophets in 1 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 20. We use this precept to show that, hey, we had people on the block way back when. Matter of fact, man, that's the spirit, man. I'm going to go read it. Let me read this one. 1 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 20. And Saul sent messengers to take David. And when they saw the company of the prophets prophesying, so they seen the prophets prophesying on the block, right? And Samuel standing as appointed over them. The Spirit of God was upon the messengers of Saul, and they also prophesied. So they walked by, seen them prophesying, and then they start prophesying too. And it says, and when it was told Saul, he sent other messengers, and they prophesied likewise. And Saul sent messengers again the third time, and they prophesied also. Then went he also to Ramah, and came to the great well that is in Sechu. And he asked and said, where are Samuel and David? And one said, behold, they be at Naioth in Ramah. And he went thither to Naioth in Ramah, and the Spirit of God was upon him also. And he went on and prophesied until he came to Naioth in Ramah. So guess what? Saul was tired, man. He done sent 3 sets of messengers. Hey, go get Saul, go get David. Tell him to come here. I'm looking for him. I'm looking for David. I need him. Sent one group of messengers. They got taught. Send the second group of messengers. They got taught. Send the third group. He got tasted, man. I'm finna take this to my own hands. Saul, Saul was a very tender and delicate brother, man. Was very envious and hateful of the glory that King David had, right? And even the power and the spirit that he had with the Most High God. So he said, I'm finna go find him my damn self. And as soon as he got up there, he started prophesying too, man. So yeah, both of those precepts go together. They both correlate with each other. 1 Samuel 10 and 11 and 1 Samuel chapter 19 and verse 20 on down. Great precept, all right. I sure wasn't going to pull that precept out our praises. But, man, Amos was a mighty brother, man, as well. And you can see him coming from nobody to who he was to being a mighty prophet, man. So mighty, guess what? He got his own book, man. All praise to the Most High God. Let's go to James. James chapter 3. James chapter 3. We're going to start at verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge amongst you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. Khan, not Khan. Says, who is a wise man? Guess what, man? All the people that we look up to, your Bishop Nathaniels and the Quams, Capt Benaniyah, Yahri, Jerubbaal. Guess what? All these people, right? All your leaders, man. You got leaders at Brother Ratazan or BLW. You got all these mighty brothers around the 4 corners of the earth, right? The mighty elders of Israel. Say, who is a wise man, endued with knowledge among you? Said, let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. And this is how you show and see truly who is endued with knowledge and understanding. He's going to show forth his wisdom in meekness, man. But watch this, verse 14. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. How many times have we seen brothers think they were so humble, meek, and lowly? Now they're holier than thou. Now they got bitter envying. I don't like you because you got a different doctrine than me. I don't do that. Now I'm gonna make a whole class trying to cut you up. I'm gonna make debates. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make phone calls. I'm gonna set a podcast. I need to do everything I need to do to destroy you in your image. Not going against the people who's been having us suppressed for all these years and waking our people up to make it to the kingdom. No, no, no. I can't do that. Now I have to lie against the truth. I have to say salvation is for everybody. I have to say we can let Edomites in our congregation. I have to say that everybody will make it in the children of Israel. There's no 1/3. There's none of this. I have to lie against the truth now. I have to figure something out. I have to show forth my wisdom some way. Let me show them how deep I am. Let me go into the etymology. Let me go into the Greek understanding words. Let me go to the manuscripts. Let me go through the old this, the old that. Let me pull up 5 different other books made by other authors and that shows the deep eschatological, etymological things about these things, man. Let me show my wisdom like that. Not through truth. Not through a good conversation with meekness and wisdom. No, I want to lie against the truth. I want to go against it, right? But this is what it says about this wisdom. It says, this wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish, man. That's a wicked and tender spirit, man. That's an earthly ass spirit. That's a worldly ass spirit, man. Just want to sit there and divide amongst brothers, man, to confuse the people. To confuse the people. I don't know what I should do. I've been following this whole time, and we was against these certain people. Now all of a sudden, we're not. Do I? You don't understand how detrimental that is to Israel, man. But guess what? All these things are fulfilling prophecies, man. That some shall fall by the wayside. That wicked men will wax worse and worse. All these things, people not taking heed to sound doctrine, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. This is exactly what's going on in these last days. If brothers and sisters don't see these prophecies unrolling, guess what, bro? Y'all need to wake up and open your eyes, man. This is crazy, man. It says, for where envying and strife is, there is confusion. That's some confusing stuff, man. You sitting up there taking all this time to try to stir up confusion among your people instead of making these things plain to the holy, man. You're putting stumbling blocks. You putting stumbling blocks and confusion on people who are truly trying to make it to the kingdom of heaven, man. And that's off as hell. All because you had too much pride on you, too much tenderness and too much delicateness to say, hey, I was wrong, I concede. Brothers and sisters are literally losing each other friendships because of why? They're sensual. They're devilish. They can't take correction. They can't show forth their wisdom no other way than to just, guess what? Give you some type of worldly aspect on something. I won't take correction. I won't show you this, but I can show you this. That's evil, man. Man, come on, man. It says, for envy and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. That's how you know if you're learning the truth, man. If you're learning the truth, it's without partiality. I can go to anywhere in the Bible and prove the doctrine of which I've learned. And there's nothing hypocritical about it. I'm not going to read in the Old Testament, you got to keep the law. And I'm not just going to read in the New Testament where you don't have to keep the law. That's not a good and sound doctrine, man. That's a devilish and sensual doctrine. To believe Christ didn't come in a volume of the book is a sensual and devilish doctrine, man. To not believe in the Hamashiach Yahushua, man, is a sensual doctrine, man. Because it's an easy thing. It's a pure, easy, and gentle thing to know that Christ was in this whole Bible, man. And all these mighty and good fruits. That's not a partial. People take the back part of this book and say this is the complete Bible. Some people even take, guess what, this part, the Gospels, and this is what they live by. Some people only take, they only take this part of it. They only take this part and say the rest of this don't count and don't matter. Some people just forget to even include, what is it, all of this. The Apocrypha. That's partiality, man. That's partiality, and the Lord is against that, man. He's not agreeing with it. This is how you know you have to stand on the doctrine of what you have learned. And guess what? If you haven't learned that doctrine, go and seek it out, man. Get the full understanding. Question these things, man. Figure it out. Because why? This is why. It says, and the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. If you can see a brother and sister not making peace, and they always got something to say about every little thing somebody else said, that's not sound doctrine. That's not fruits of righteousness. It ain't no peace. You can't just sit back and be like, okay, we got a regular class today. Cool. No, it's always this. It's always that. It's always a rebuttal. It's always conflict. It's always this. It's always that. There's no appeasing you. It's always something. Why can't we just have one day? It's like, okay, cool. Truth or nope, I got a problem. I can't do it. No, I can't do it. And guess what? Some people battle with this in their own households. Mother more, and guess what? In the whole nation of Israel, these are spirits we gotta shake, man. Those tender and delicate spirits. Brothers and sisters putting mighty precepts in there, man. Mighty precepts. Man, that glory is a mighty thing too. Let me see. I'm trying to read a couple of these. It says Galatians 5:26, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. It's a great precept. That's right. It says Proverbs 6:16, there's 6 things that the Lord hate, yea, 7 are abomination unto him. That's right. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. These are all mighty precepts, man. It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's right, man. These are all how you rightly divide the word of the Most High God, man, without partiality. If you can't make a foolproof doctrine and you feel like, okay, this is hypocrite to this, I can't say this because of this, then it's not a sound doctrine, man. It's not a sound doctrine. I think I know that precept too, sis. I'm gonna pull it up too. Let's see what this got. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter. Yep, I knew it. It's a mighty precept too, sis. That's a precept that can go with that James, chapter 3. Matter of fact, I think I got it on that side. I don't got it on this side. I'm going to write that. That's a good precept for that, sis. That James 3. Yeah, I do. I think I do got it on this side. Let me see. Yeah. It's kind of, I'm writing it again now. That's good, sis. I'll praise the Most High. That's a great precept for that. That is a great precept for that. I even like that Wisdom of Solomon 9 and 13 on down all the way through 18. It's kind of going to the same thing. Sensual ways of this world, earthly thinking, then compared to the ways of the knowledge of the true wisdom of the Lord. Both of them I can kind of see going both ways. Let's get this Sirach. Man, I already been going for almost an hour. That's crazy. Didn't even feel like it. Let's keep rocking, man. Feel like I've been gone for so long. But just to go on this counselor and these teachers, man. Because you have some people, and it's truth. You always go to them with counsel, and you always like their counsel. Or you always go to a certain person counsel who out the spirit, and they giving you some out the spirit ass counsel, man. Watch this. Sirach chapter 37, and we'll start at verse 7. Every counselor extolleth counsel. So every counselor is going to give counsel, right? But there are some that counseleth for himself, man. Some counselors just counsel because that's what they feel is right. Not what's right in the Most High God's sight, but what they think is cool. Oh, yeah, you straight, bro. Don't even worry about that. Yeah, what I would do. Well, no, what would the Most High God do? Come on, man. It says, beware of a counselor, and know before what need he hath, for he will counsel for himself, lest he cast a lot upon thee, and say unto thee, thy way is good, and afterward he stand on the other side to see what shall befall thee. Because you got some counselors that tell you, oh yeah, man, yeah, you go ahead and go get you a second wife, and then you go over there, you go do whatever, and he looking like, I didn't tell you to do that. No, I didn't say it like that. No, I didn't. I would never do that. So why did you give me counsel? No. I was just telling you what I think. You got to beware of people like this, man. You got people who literally will sway you out of this truth, who will tell you the Lord, hey, the Lord said salvation is for Israel. And then he turn around, hey, nah, salvation ain't for everybody. Nah, salvation for everybody now. You tripping. But then secretly, now you follow him doing this. And then he still believe that salvation is only for Israel. But he only counseling for himself because it sound good right now. I'm going to tell you, man, you got to beware of people like this, man. Because a lot of times, brothers and sisters will counsel you to see you fall. You got brothers and sisters who secretly hate you or envy you or despise you. And they're like, oh, yeah, sis, go ahead and do that. Yeah, I don't see no problem with that at all. But you didn't think about what the Lord seen as a problem. What you think is cool ain't cool to the Most High God. And brothers and sisters got to stay in the spirit with these things. It says, verse 10, consult not with one that suspected thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. You don't want to go and get counsel from somebody who has it out against you, who you don't feel is liking you or whatever. Now, if you feel like he don't like you because he giving you Micaiah's spirit, then you off. You need to get counsel from that brother or sister because they telling you what's right. Now, whether you choose to like that correction or not, that's something on you. You got to fix your spirit. So let me put that out there as a disclaimer. Just because you don't like what they tell you, that does not mean they're not right, man. But if you truly know that every time they always got a hard out for you, they gunning for you, every time they can try to put a blame on somebody, you the first one, you need to watch out for the brother and sister. And damn sure don't get no counseling from them, man. But reading on. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make that my law. Let's go to Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 23. Sometimes I try to cut out a little bit on my classes. Today I'm gonna run it through. I'm gonna run through this, man. Through the power of the Most I got. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 23 and start at verse 17. It says, let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. For surely there is an end, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. And it says, hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. And this is the point, man. A lot of times we get tender and delicate, and we start feeling some type of way is because we see what the other nations have. And we don't feel like where we are in our life, well, I'm not living how I need to be. I'm 20 years old. I'm 23. I'm 40. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, that's an American dream, man. How about thinking, man, I'm 20 years old and I'm in the truth. I'm 23 years old. Man, I'm 40. I'm getting old in my life and I got this damn truth, man. I got a mean cottage. I got water. I got clothing. I got what I need right now to make it to the kingdom if the Lord said, come now. A lot of times we put ourselves in these wicked perspectives and these damn gene pools of Esau and their Edomitic ways. I don't want to be like them, man. The damn sodomites, man. You would say Sodomitic, man. I like to say that stuff, man. We don't want to be like them. Don't envy them, because when you start to envy them, you start to carry their ways and their traits, and they the most tender and delicate people in the world. You can't tell them nothing they don't want to hear. You tell a cop, you tell an Edomite cop, hey, man, I'm not doing that. What you doing? What you say to me? Oh, what you doing? Step out the car. He resisting, right? You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell these other nations nothing. You can't tell them no. You can't tell them you disagree. They'll be willing to get rid of you, man. And we get that spirit, man, when we start to go off and we start to think of our own ways, not leaning on the Lord. That's why he said you need to follow the Lord in these things, man. Let him guide you. Let him correct you. Let him chasten you with the scourge, because he's not doing it for your detriment. He's doing it for your betterment, right? Let's go to, look at this other example. Let's go to 2 Samuel. Couldn't touch on tender and delicateness without touching on this, right? Go to 2 Samuel chapter 12. And I'm trying not to read this whole thing. I was talking about it earlier, but this is a good example of somebody who took the counsel, received the counsel, and what he chose to do afterwards, right? This is 2 Samuel chapter 12. This is what I was talking about with Nathan's parable to King David when he had the adultery with Uriah the Hittite, right? His wife. Let's go to 2 Samuel chapter 12 and start at verse number 9. It says, wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now therefore the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou dost despise me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this sun. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the sun. This is the judgment King David received from Nathan, well, ultimately from the Most High God, for doing and committing that adultery. He was being rebuked. Not only he rebuked him right then and there, he said, I'm gonna make this thing known before all Israel. You gotta think about it. King David was a mighty king. The Lord gave the kingdom from Saul to David. David was the king. This is who we wanted, man. This is the type of leader that we wanted. Any battle, we know we got King David, man. He got everything in order. He got the Edomites in trouble. He got the Edomites in order. He got all these nations in order. King David was the prodigal son. And then boom, he slipped. What would King David do? What would you have done if you were that it person? You were that person that people looked up to. You were that person that people sought you out. And then you had a fall. And brothers corrected you openly. Well, on your ass, man. Are you going to sit there and you would have brought up all the works that you done for Israel and what you done for the Lord and what all you did for this, what all you did for that? Or would you get tender and delicate and tell him, man, I ain't trying to hear that. That ain't this. Nah, you tripping. Get him out my face. You go to somewhere else and go prophesy. What would you have done, man? A lot of times when every example is written in this Bible, it's for you to put your own place in it, to see what you would have done. Because a lot of times we said, we would have never killed Christ. What it say in Matthew chapter 23? You were very well the ones who killed and crucified Christ, man. You would have done it. You would have been right there in the front. So put yourselves in these people's shoes and truly think about it. If I was David and I'm finna get put on blast as the king of Israel, as being the top, one of the main sisters in the house, main sister in the congregation, main brother, man, a captain, leader, officer, what would you have done when the Lord is finna put forth all your business, not only to the nation of Israel, but to the heathen? This is what King David did. Verse 13, and David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin, thou shalt not die. He knew he came with him humbly and meekly, and he truly meant that when he said he sinned to the Lord. That's why the Lord said, that's okay. You're not going to die. These judgments will still come to pass, but the Lord is not going to kill you. Because we know at this time, hey, that adultery was punishable with the sin of death, man. Easily. He knew these things, man. Let me read verse 14. Howbeit, because this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. And Nathan departed unto his house, and the Lord strake the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. So this is what David did afterwards, man. He humbled himself down and he prayed to the Most High God for forgiveness and mercy upon the child. And guess what? Even after, when you read on down, when the child was found dead, right, and David perceived that the child was dead, he prayed, he thanked the Most High God, and he got back on his damn high horse, man. He wasn't tender and delicate about it. He could have felt some type of way that the Lord killed his son. But guess what? Right after that, he was comforted and he brought forth a mighty son, man. That was King Solomon, man, when you read on down. So all praise to the Most High. This is a great example, brother and sister, to use for this thing, man. Go to Proverbs chapter 27. A lot of times, brothers and sisters, just put yourselves in these same positions. What would you have done? Would you have taken the correction? Would you have grown from this? And King David went on to be the mightiest man, the meekest man to follow the Lord. And guess what? So mighty that, guess what? The Most High God wanted that same lineage that King David came through to be where the Mashiach Yahushua came through, man. King David is a great example of how to be a man in his truth, man. Even when you have your falls and shortcomings, of humbling yourself down and truly taking correction, either be in whatever state that you can be in, because you can be at the highest of the highest and you can fall the hardest, man. Go to Proverbs chapter 27, and we're going to start at verse 4. Wrath is cruel. Anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? That is another thing about tender and delicate people. Wrath is cruel. Anger is outrageous. But who is able to stand before envy? When you got somebody that's envying you, sometimes you don't even know that they hate you secretly. They envy what you have. They envy your wife, your son, your position. If you have some type of monetary value about you, they envy every little thing about you. The way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that your fringes swing to the left, the way that your fingers swing to the right. This is not going against brothers and sisters in this truth. Guess what? This can be co-workers. We know damn sure the heathen don't like us at all. They know they envy us every which way that we go. It says, man, because the thing is, envy, you can't really see it. You know wrath, because wrath is the action. Anger, you're going to see somebody who's angry, man. But that envy, man, it always creeps up, man. And it's always there. Look how easy it is for somebody to envy somebody. So, for example, somebody get moved up in the ranks. You can instantly see that spirit jump on somebody. They're looking like, that really should have been me. I've been here longer. I've been doing this. I should have got my recognition about it. Look at these things, man. Or officer, captain might say, man, brother did a mighty work, man. All praises. But you was like, you get in your head, I was right there with him. I did it too. I did everything. Okay. Now you envious of the brother because his name got put on forefront. Well, guess what? A sister. Man, sister, you did a mighty work putting all the decorations together. Well, I did all the decorations for all these past years. I ain't getting up. Look how envy that. Look how quick that envy can set in, man. And these are just small examples. It can get even smaller to minute things, man. Oh, sis, I love that dress. I already been had that dress. I wore that and I had the same fringes. Okay. But I like sister's dress. A lot of times envy can creep in every which way. You got more precepts in your Bible than me. I envy you, man. I feel like you got a stronger connection to the Lord than me. I envy you. These are things that these people feel, man. But this is a good point. Open rebuke is better than secret love, though. Because if I love a brother and sister, I need to correct them because I can see them becoming tender and delicate. I'm going to tell you that. Hey, hey, you showing some ways that ain't good. It ain't you. It's better than secret love, man. I'm not just going to sit there and let it pass. If I can see something on a brother and sister and I know I can say something about it, I'm going to say it, man. And guess what? If I don't say it now, I pray that the Most High God put it on my spirit to say it the next time. Because a lot of times, hey, we may fall short as well. We may miss out on the counsel. We may miss out on exhorting somebody, correcting somebody, rebuking somebody. But you better pray to the Lord that he give you opportunity to make it up. We watch him for a reason. And Ezekiel 3:17 don't say what it say for no reason. If you don't get that blood off your hands, it's going to be on you. And if those repercussions come to him, best believe, or her, best believe it's going to come right back to you. You wonder why you always going through something. And you always see spirits on other people and you don't never correct them. And you still going through the same stuff. It's because, hey, you taking the same judgment. Because you ain't correcting nobody. Oh, it ain't for me to correct. Well, why did it say open rebuke is better than secret love? Why does it say Leviticus 19:17? In any wise, rebuke thy neighbor. Why did it say that? If we wasn't meant to, man. Man, sisters better get their spirits in order, man. It says, faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful, man. Come on. Let's go to Acts chapter 17. We're almost out of here. Go to Acts chapter 17. Acts chapter 17 and verse 5. Acts chapter 17 and verse 5. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out to the people. So if you read up to the top, I'm going to read it. I'm going to go to verse 2. Might have started verse 1 to get the context of who this is. It says, now, when they had passed through Amphipolis, and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. So this is Paul teaching the Jews in the synagogue. And Paul, as his manner was, went in unto them in 3 Sabbath days, reasoned with them out of the scriptures. It says, as Paul's manner was. What was Paul's manner? To go and teach the Jews. To go and teach the nation of Israel, man. That was his manner. Every Sabbath. I'm just putting it out there, man. It says, opening and alleging that Christ must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Yahushua, whom I preach unto you, is the Hamashiach. And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, and of the chief women not a few. It says, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, right? So is this talking about heathen? Is this talking about Israelites, right? That had Greekish fashions, right? It says, but the Jews which believed not, moved with envy. As soon as they seen a multitude gathering under the Paul and Silas, they, nah, I can't stand this nigga. Why doesn't he come out of nowhere now? He gathering all the people under him? Nah, we ain't. Think about it, you got camps like this. You see camps growing at a rapid rate, then you see another camp going at them, or starting to do drastic things to make sure their numbers and stuff goes up and it meets the quota of what they want to do for their camp. This is crazy. So the Jews, they moving with envy now. They hate it. They can't stand it. And not only them, they done took other fellows. They done took people who were the same way. Base men, man. They done took some base men with them and then made the whole city in an uproar. This is what tender and delicateness can do to a nation of people. This is why we have to do the opposite of this, man. We have to stand bold like Paul and Silas did and not follow after these Jews right here that choose to gather multitudes to fight against these things, man. This is not good. It says, verse 6, and when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying that these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also. Because the thing is, we turning this world upside down, y'all. We turning this place upside down. All that tender and delicateness, we raising mighty and strong men now. All that damn strong and masculine women, we turning it upside down. Now we making modest, loving, virtuous women now. We turning this world upside down of men not reading the Bible to men reading the Bible. Men not taking their children, men taking care of their children. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wives, man. We turning this thing upside down, man. We flipping the script. We waking up. We're no longer tender and delicate, man. We tough. We austere. We stand for the Most High God and his laws, man. We're not doing what these other Jews and they consorted to. No. We're like Paul and Silas and Jason. Standing bold for these things, man. Standing bold for the power and the glory of the Most High God. Saying, hey, we are the Israelites. We standing for this thing, man. If you don't like it, hey, oh well, man. The kingdom is coming, man. It says, how do I stop letting fear control me, man? Standing bold on the word of the Most High God, man. Resonating on the precepts, right? 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. Learning, guess what you should start fearing, who you should be fearing, how these other nations, anything of this world cannot separate you from the love of Christ, right? Romans chapter 8 and verse 31. It says, my in-laws are witches and into witchcraft. Guess what? It says in 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 23, it says, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, right? So guess what? You have more than just your in-laws that's practicing witchcraft, right? I'm going to read that for you. Fear the Lord, man. This is what we have to do. Because you have to learn how to truly fear the Lord. And you don't fear these ways of the world, right? That's why Romans 8 and 35 is a great precept to read on down. 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. We don't fear the ways of this world, man. It says my in-laws are witches into witchcraft. Because watch this, 1 Samuel 15 and verse 23. It says, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. So guess what? You got a lot of people that practice witchcraft. They may do theirs openly with something else, calling enchanters and being in diverse spirits. But guess what? Let's get this other precept. This is all these precepts for you, sis. So guess what? Put these precepts down. Meditate upon these things. And know that if you fear the Lord, he will protect you, man. Get two more for you. Let's go to Numbers chapter 23 and verse 23. It says, surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Yahweh wrought. There's no enchantment. Come on, man. There's no enchantment. There's no divination against the house of Israel. If you fear the Lord, there's nothing that can possibly touch you, nothing that can come across you. There's nothing that can stop you, man. And guess what? Like how Christians love to put at Philippians 3, it says, I can do all things of Christ who strengthened me. We truly can. Think about what Christ did to Satan. Guess what? They using witches and witchcraft to try to get similar powers to Satan. But guess what? He's the omnipotent of evil, man. Of course, we obviously know that it's Yahweh. But he gave him that administration. Christ said, hey, you can tell Satan, depart hence. Just by believing on him and having that faith. So think about it like that, sis. That's one way that you can flee these things. Is truly having faith and believe that the Lord will deliver you from all these things, right? Get one more precept. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go to Sirach chapter 33 and verse 1. Sirach chapter 33 and verse number 1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. This is the point, sis. It said, there shall no evil happen to him that feareth the Lord. If you truly starting to fear the Lord, sis, and you understand fearing the Lord is starting to keep his laws wholeheartedly, there's nothing that no evil can come against you. Nothing. It says, even in your temptation, even when you feel like they're tempting you, you feel like they may be coming after you, the Lord will deliver you from these things. But you have to believe and you have to understand. And guess what? Even surrounding yourself with like-minded brothers and sisters who you know to keep the commandments, who you know that can strengthen you, give you precepts, and guess what? And give you more comfort of mind to be away from these ways of the world, man. Let me see what you said, sis. Says, thank you for reading that. I love that scripture. They my God, it makes me angry. But I, the Most High, will fight for me. That's right, sis. Oh, you said you know the Most High. Khan. Says, Khan, I tried the Christian church and fell out with them. They tried to feed me pork and sugar. It's sad how much our people are lost and stubborn. That's right, sis. That's right. That's right. That's another good precept Abraham put in there. I'm moving to Houston next morning. I need more of my people around me. Con, all praises, sis. And guess what, man? We here in the Dallas area, you know, depending on what part of Houston you are from. Guess what? We have people in Houston. We have brothers and sisters in Houston that you can link up with. Guess what? Whether it be with the Battle Axes of the Most High or guess what? Any other camp that may fit your spirit, man. We here in Dallas. We always want brothers and sisters to gather, to continue to grow, continue to do everything that we need to do to make it to the kingdom ultimately, right? So, sis, those are some mighty precepts that you can meditate upon to kind of put your mind in more of at ease and in the spirit. It says, I want to visit Dallas soon. Do you have a page or something? This is the page, sis. So if you go down and you look at the Battle Axe page, that is our page where we will do our classes, our lives, our street teaching. We have all our information from the captain's numbers to our email. Feel free to reach out to us, sis. We'll get you the address. We'll get you here. You know, we have many sisters, many children, elders, and of course, leaders that can help you and guide you and direct you in the right way. That's right. Everything is in the description. That's right. Let's get this next precept. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to Romans chapter 13. Almost out of here. Romans chapter 13 and verse number 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. Because this is how we shouldn't be walking in these last days. We need to walk honestly in the Most High God's sight. And how do we walk honestly in His sight? By keeping the laws, by gathering together, by keeping the high holy days, doing the moral laws, right? The sacrificial laws that we do keep now, I guess we're making our own bodies a living sacrifice, right? We're not damn slaying animals no more to make atonement for sins. No, we're atoning for our sins, man. We're putting it in our hand and we putting our trust in the Lord in these last days. We're not walking around getting drunk, dealing in idolatry, witchcraft. We're not doing none of these things, man. We're not envying and hating one another. We're truly trying to get back to the nation who we once were. It says, but put ye on the Lord, Hamashiach Yahweh, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Because a lot of time, brothers and sisters get tender and delicate when they're trying to fulfill their lust. They make provisions for the flesh. Something doesn't go their way, and they feel like it should have. And guess what? Now they're mad. I want to fight. I'm angry. I'm not getting the views I used to have. I have to make some type of provision in order to get my numbers back up. I need my ratings back up, and then I'll revert back to my other doctrine before Christ comes. That's not the way that we should do things, man. That's not the way we should grow, and that's not how this truth works. This truth works when all of us are gathered together, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Not necessarily saying one accord or one doctrine, because we know Christ will come and do that. Not gathering all under one camp, because Christ will bring us all together. But truly knowing who we are as a nation of people, how we got here, and how do we get out of this situation, man. Everything in between is like what Solomon said, vanity and vexation of spirit, man. Let's get this last precept. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go to Sirach chapter 11 and verse number 13. Is that what I want? Sirach 11. The book of Sirach chapter 11 and verse 13. And he lifted up his head for misery, so that many that saw it marveled at him. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him. All these things come from the Most High God, man. So if you're dealing with a tender and delicate spirit, the Lord put that spirit on you because why? You choose to go off and fall into the ways, right? Sin was lying at the door. You opened it up, becoming tender and delicate. Now that spirit is on you. Same way it was on you, same way you can get it off, man. We fight these things daily in order to continue to grow in the spirit and fight these spirits, man. Because all these things, all the ups and downs, anything that comes with it, even wisdom and knowledge and understanding of these things. If you want to learn how to become humble, meek, and lowly, how to truly love your brother and sister, how to stop envying, how to stop hating, how to truly teach with wisdom, how to truly do these things out of the ways of the world, you're going to lean on the Lord, man. You're going to lean on the Lord and you're going to let him guide you and direct you on all your paths. But if you don't, then, hey, you'll get your reward. And that's not what we want. That's not how we want the Most High God to lead us. I want to get one more. Let me see. I got on here we go. Get this last precept. Here it goes. Is this what I want? I think this is it. 3, 4, and 15. Yeah, come. The book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 14. It says, whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is hope. And this is another precept for you too, sis, that you can put down. It's Sirach 34 and 14 again. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. To whom doeth he look? Or who is his strength? For the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection, a strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. He raises up the soul and lighteneth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing. These are all the things that we get from the Most High God. And these are a lot of things sometimes we may take for granted. And a lot of times when something doesn't go our way, we feel like, hey, it's not, it needs to go my way. The Lord, I prayed for the Lord, and he's going to deliver it this way. No, you don't know. You truly don't know. We don't understand these things, right? Because watch this. You get one more precept, man. Sirach chapter 39. The book of Sirach chapter 39. And I'll start at verse 16. It says, all the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season. And none may say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For at the time convenient they all shall be sought out. At his commandments the water stood as an heap, and at the words of his mouth the receptacles of waters. So a lot of times when we sit here, we try to wonder why the Most High God did something. Why am I being corrected out of all people? Why didn't they get corrected? Why didn't they get in trouble? Why is this? Why is that? Don't ask these questions, man. These all going to happen in due season. Right now it's your season. You are getting corrected. What are you going to do? Are you going to try to pull many people down as you can? Well, guess what? Are you going to take your correction, your rebuke, and you're going to be better? So guess what? You might correct that brother and sister once you get your spirit in order. A lot of time, what did King David do? Psalms 51. He said, correct me in a clean heart, a pure spirit. Don't take your Holy Spirit away from me, right? Then I will teach people and bid them unto you, right? We can't question the Lord because in due time, we all going to figure out what it was truly for. Your correction, your chastisement was for that brother or sister because you might have seen that spirit and maybe the captains didn't see it. Maybe the officers didn't see it. Maybe certain sisters didn't see it, but you seen it. But it took for you to fall in that same blame and same fault for you to correct somebody, man. Think how many times maybe our captains were corrected by their leaders and by their elders until they can truly get it right and they can start seeing the same spirits on, guess what, brothers and sisters, even within themselves. It says, at his commandment is done whatsoever pleaseth him, and none can hinder when he will save. The works of all flesh are before him, and nothing can be hid from his eyes. He sees from everlasting to everlasting, and there is nothing wonderful before him. A man need not to say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For he hath made all things for their uses, man. This is what it's all for. This is what it's all about. Tender and delicateness will not allow us to make it to the kingdom of heaven. When things don't go your way, that doesn't mean get puffed up or get prideful, fall away from these things. It means to hunker down, keep the commandments, and continue to stay strong, right? And with that, we're going to say shalom. Thank you, brothers and sisters that tuned in. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Help us push the truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Thank you, brothers and sisters who give to the alms and the GoFundMe. That money's been greatly used, guess what, to keep the building going, to keep food, keep brothers and sisters fed, continue to keep lights on, and continue to do everything that we must need in the congregation. Thank you, brothers and sisters, who give those spiritual alms, right? Mighty fastings, mighty prayers, not only for themselves, but for the whole nation of Israel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The water, the water, the water. Brothers and sisters, man, make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for a mighty camp, for a mighty class. Captains gonna bring out a mighty class through the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Here at the Battle Axes, we always finish with a law, statute, or commandment. We'll finish with a curse, because this is a curse among our people. In order to break this curse, we have to do that verse opposite of these things, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, man. And guess what? A tender and delicate brother is going to hate his brother. He's not going to want to teach him. He's not going to want him to grow. He doesn't want him to prosper. He even hates his own children. He hates the fruit that he produces. He hates everything about these things, man. You don't want to be this tender and delicate brother. You don't want to be this tender and delicate sister. You want to be the one that comes out of this systematic curse and the curses that the Lord put upon us and fall into the blessings that the Lord put upon us and these mighty and righteous laws that he put on us about loving one another, treating each other with utmost respect, husbands, loving their wives, wives loving their husbands. You want to be fitting in these categories and those fruits of the spirits, right? Because these people who choose to dwell and meditate in these curses and live and thrive in these things will be destroyed by the Most High God, man. If you're not wanting and striving to come up out of the curses and do what you can in order for the Lord to see and hear your cry, the Lord is not going, he's not dealing with that when he come back, man. He's looking for those lambs without blemishes, man. Those people who have on those wedding garments ready to be bidded to the marriage, man. We have to become as a chaste virgin, right? In the lives of the Most High God. Thank you, brothers and sisters, man, for tuning in. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Continue to fight, continue to strive, fight for this faith, contend for the faith. Do everything y'all need to do to continue to stay in this truth. Brothers and sisters, reach out if y'all ever need anything. Brothers and sisters, reach out if you need somebody to talk to, somebody to lean on. Stay in the fight, stay strong. Hope brothers and sisters stay safe out here on this Sabbath. Like I said, tune in tomorrow for Mighty Class. With that, man, I say Shabbat Shalom.